play begins at a party. It could be in a ballroom or a basement, but regardless of where it is, all of the guests are dressed to the nines in gowns and tuxes, and drinking from crystal glasses. At the far end of the room is a table filled with piles of decadent cakes and a giant crystal bowl of red punch. Several guests mill around the table, visibly enjoying the rich treat. Some of the guests are dancing a graceful waltz. Among them are Jane and Edward, Ivan and Victoria. When the dance ends, Ivan pulls Victoria into an embrace. Dazed, Victoria pulls away and starts to leave the dance floor.
Victoria, are you okay?
Victoria, where are you going?
I just need to sit down. I'll join you guys again in a bit, okay?
Okay.
Another waltz starts up. Victoria goes to a table near the dance floor and sits down, troubled. After a few moments, the party begins to morph away to a different time, a different place. We are now in the garden. It may be a real garden, or it may be something else, or maybe it's something in between. Whether it is a real garden or not, there are flowers. On one side of the garden, there is a neat pile of fresh flowers. On the other side, dying flowers are in an unshapen, disorderly pile. There is also a table, surrounded by chairs, with an empty crystal pitcher in the center. Elizabeth, a fleur, enters, singing white coral bells. Her arms are full of flowers, which she throws over top of the misshapen pile. There is a clear ritualism in her activities, like she has been doing this the same way, every day, for years. Gradually, the voices of the other fleurs join in. They begin entering, bringing clear plastic bins in with them, and placing them in the space. None of the fleurs are wearing pink.
Good morning, Fleur Elizabeth. What a fine day we are having.
Fine morning indeed, Fleur Catherine. Blessed be the tie that binds.
Blessed be the tie
that binds.
The fleurs go to the pile of fresh flowers and take a bunch. Then they pluck the petals off, one by one, sorting them into the bins by type of flower, in silence. Aspen enters through the door, leading Ash, who is tied up with a daisy chain. Aspen is wearing pink.
Good day, ladies.
All of the fleurs stand.
Give a warm welcome to your new friend, Fleur Ashley.
Aspen undoes the flower chain.
I trust that you will show her the ropes.
Aspen takes a step toward Catherine. Catherine stiffens, trying to keep her face neutral, though there is fear in her eyes.
Hello, Fleur Catherine. How are you doing today?
Fresh as a daisy, Gardener Aspen. Thank you for asking.
No, thank you. I hear you've learned the song. I am very proud. Music to my ears.
Catherine bows her head as Aspen surveys the garden and turns back to the other fleurs.
Keep up the good work, ladies.
Aspen retires to somewhere, becoming a silent observer, and the fleurs go back to their work. Ash looks around at the garden surrounding her. No one pays her any attention. She screams. No one looks up.
Hello? Smells like death in here.
Lydia plops some flowers into Ash's arms.
Flowers put off the smell.
Oh. Thanks, I guess. Hi, I'm...
Lydia goes back to what she was doing, paying no attention to Ash.
Okay. Nice to meet you, too. Well, it's been real. See ya.
Just where do you think you are going?
Nowhere?
Wrong way.
Where even are we?
The garden.
Well, I don't want to be here.
Why not?
I had a life.
Life began in a garden.
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
No.
Why not?
I am afraid you cannot do that.
Why not?
Get to work.
What work?
Lydia shoves a bundle of flowers into Ash's hands, turns her around, and pushes her toward a bin. Then she herself gets back to work.
What the hell?
Ash watches Catherine, trying to figure out what she's doing. After a beat, Catherine turns to her.
You're new, right?
I guess that's what you'd call it.
You seem bewildered. Let me see if I can do anything to help.
Go for it.
You take the flower, pluck a petal, deposit it into the corresponding bin, like so, then repeat.
Is that all?
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Why exactly do we have to do this?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Is there a reason we're doing all of this?
Many hands make light work.
Catherine walks away.
You didn't answer my question.
She begins to pluck the petals from a rose. Seeing that she also has a rose, Eileen joins Ash, and after an uncomfortable silence.
Hello.
Hi.
Fleur Ashley, is it?
It's just Ash.
Ash? What kind of name is that?
My name?
Okay. Nice to meet you, Ash.
And you are?
Oh, that's right. How silly of me. Fleur Eileen.
Ash high-fives Eileen's outstretched hand.
I'm gonna call you I.
But my name is Fleur Eileen.
A rose by any other name would smell just as sweet.
Get to work, you two. You know what they say about idle hands.
He loves me. He loves me not.
What in the world are you doing?
He loves you not. He loves us not.
Seriously, who, pray tell, is he?
Who do you want him to be? He hates me. He hates me not. He's coming to kill us all.
What?
He loves me. Wait, never mind. He loves me not.
She keeps on plucking as the lights go down. Nighttime. Ash enters, tiptoeing towards the door.
Ash?
Oh, it's just you.
What are you doing at this hour?
Getting the heck out of here.
Bad idea.
I ushers Ash back towards the direction of bed. Sometime the next morning.
Hey, I.
Good morning, Fleur Ash.
Why did you stop me last night?
For your own protection.
I had a clear shot. I could have been free.
We are not talking about this. Blessed be the tie that binds.
Why are you still here? You could have left a long time ago.
Shut up, Ash.
I mean, the door is wide open.
Shut your trap.
What's gotten into you?
There are eyes and ears everywhere.
Both of their eyes go to Aspen, who is doing something weird and non-productive, yet somehow still looks intimidating.
Stop! Fleur Ashley, that joke was bad. Stop. You're making me laugh. Grow where you're planted.
I walks away. Ash goes over to the bin where Elizabeth and Sarah are working.
Hey!
Good morning, Fleur Ashley.
I actually have a question.
Ask away.
Hypothetically, what would happen if, hypothetically, someone tried to escape?
From where? From here?
Hypothetically.
You're better off not even mentioning that.
Why not?
Wouldn't want to end up like Fleur Lauren.
Why? What happened to her?
She was as stubborn as a mule.
She went against the grain.
She made a vain attempt to fly the coop.
And now she's pushing up daisies.
Mark my words. You better leave well enough alone.
A bunch of flowers in her hand, Ash rips off the head of each flower and tosses it into its corresponding bin. This goes on for a while, before...
Fleur Ashley, what on God's green earth are you doing?
Jumping into my job with both feet. Why? Is there a problem, Fleur Catherine?
We're supposed to pluck the petals one by one. Quality over quantity, Fleur Ashley.
This is way more efficient. Time is of the essence, Fleur Catherine.
One at a time. Patience is a virtue, Fleur Ashley.
To each her own, Fleur Catherine. Tick, tock, tick, tock.
Catherine walks away in frustration. I watches from a distance with amusement. Ash continues to do the job her way. End of a workday. The Fleurs pack up their work, putting the bins away, singing white choral bells as they do so. Ash stays silent. I nudges her. Ash begrudgingly begins to sing, but with her own lyrics that she makes up on the spot. I eyes her, but says nothing. Eventually the song stops.
Why don't you like it here?
Why do you?
No comment.
Why?
I already told you.
No. Why do you put up with me?
I don't know. I guess
Sarah joins them.
Fleur Eileen, can you lend me a hand readying the meal?
Of course.
I follow Sarah off, leaving Ash. Mealtime. The Fleurs sit at the table eating jelly beans as one would eat cereal. I sits beside Ash, who plays with a book of matches in her lap.
What do you have there?
Matches.
Why?
Why not?
Careful. Girls who play with matches get burnt.
Sounds like a challenge.
Ash is with Lydia, Catherine, and I.
So I told her, do I look like I was born yesterday?
I don't get it.
What is there to get? She said that...
Why do you all stay here?
Not this again.
The door is wide open. Why haven't any of you left?
You're mistaken. It is not open.
Everything is not what it seems.
Perhaps you are seeing a mirage.
Besides, any of us who dares go through it will be fried to death.
That's right. It's electric.
That's ridiculous. Who told you that?
The gardeners do not lie. The last girl who tried to go through that door was never seen again.
But I went through that door.
Impossible.
How else did I come in here?
Oh, I see. Because you had a gardener with you.
The gardeners are the only ones who can turn it off and on.
That's ridiculous.
Tell that to Fleur Harriet.
What?
Didn't make it.
You mean she...
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Impossible.
Grow where you're planted, Fleur Ashley.
Everyone keeps saying that.
Maybe you should listen.
What are you all so afraid of?
No comment.
Really?
No more questions. Curiosity killed the cat.
Meow.
Ash is sitting in a chair, just staring at the open door. I comes in and watches her for a while. Curious.
Ash?
You've got to stop doing that.
What are you doing?
Thinking?
About what?
That.
She gestures to the door.
It mocks me. But I will get the upper hand.
Why do you talk so much about leaving?
The grass is greener on the other side. I've seen it.
I'm worried about you.
Don't you remember what it's like to be out there? To be free?
No.
Not a thing?
No.
Oh.
Morning. Normal routine. The end of White Coral Bells is heard as the Fleurs reset for the next day of work.
Blessed be the tie that binds.
Blessed be the tie that binds.
Work happens. Ash approaches I with a bouquet of flowers.
For you, my lady.
Why, thank you.
Ash starts her work. I begins to pluck the petals she has been given.
She loves me. She loves me not.
A different day. Ash and I are plucking petals.
What's that look?
Now, I might be going out on a limb here, but...
What?
Run away with me.
What?
I'm serious.
When do we leave?
Today.
Good one. For a second there, I thought you were serious.
I am. Let's go now.
Easier said than done.
Yeah?
Like finding a needle in a haystack.
Oh, good. That'll be easy.
No.
Don't you know? All you have to do to find a needle in a haystack is set the haystack on fire.
Seriously?
I have an idea.
Please be careful.
Don't worry.
Ash kisses I. Stunned, I just stands there as Ash pulls away and goes over to one of the bins of petals, striking a match and setting the petals ablaze. Smoke!
Smoke?
Smoke!
Where there's smoke, there's
Fire!
The Fleurs bumble around, afraid of the flames.
Fire!
Gardeners, dressed in pink, rush into the space, chasing Ash, who weaves in and out of the door. Flower petals spill all over. Everything is in a state of chaos, but I is still frozen to where she stands. Eventually, the gardeners corner Ash and close in on her. The Fleurs form a wall in the back, watching with no expressions on their faces.
Children who play with fire get burned.
Looks like this flower turns out to be a weed, after all.
Well then, we must nip it in the bud. Shame. This is why we can't have nice things.
Eden flicks out a knife. The other gardeners hold Ash down as Eden slits Ash's wrists. Bleeding, Ash still struggles against her captors.
You think you can weed me out of your little garden? Ha! You can try. You can pull me up by my roots and throw me away. And you think that will be good enough? That once you've done that, your garden will be perfect again. No more weeds, no more people questioning your stupid whatever this is. But what you forget is weeds grow back. Weeds grow back and they take over the entire garden. That's what you have to look forward to.
The gardeners proceed to murder her to death. Ash's body has been moved to the center of the table, covered in flowers. The Fleurs sit around it with a certain stillness. If it weren't for the corpse, this would almost look like an ordinary dinner party. Beside the body is a crystal pitcher of blood, which Lydia takes, filling each of the women's cups. While this happens, Catherine begins to pass a bowl of snack cakes around the table. Except for the sounds of pouring and passing, this is a silent, mechanical, unsettling moment. It is clear that the women have done this exact thing many times before. They are expressionless. The only one who has any emotion here is I, who gradually begins to feel more unsettled, seeing this for what it really is, for the first time. Finally, Sarah stands, and the others follow. She raises her glass.
Blessed be the tie that binds.
Blessed be the tie that binds.
They all drink. Then they sit in silence, eating the snack cakes with forks and knives, savoring the cheap, rich taste. In any other setting, this would be hilarious. But there is something not right about here. I senses it.
Is everything all right, Fleur Eileen? What was that?
And ears and mouth and nose, head,
Shoulders, knees and toes.
Of course, fit as a fiddle.
Eerie silence, filled with only the clinking of forks and knives. In unison, the Fleurs all rise. They grab hands, circling the table in silence. Then,
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
they lift Ash's body, tossing it into the disorderly pile of dead flowers and covering her with fresh ones.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary. This is how our garden grows. This is how our garden grows.
The Fleurs exit, not noticing I hasn't moved. She stays behind, staring at the pile.
This is how our garden grows. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
She collapses in tears. Off stage, the voices of the other Fleurs begin to sing white choral bells. I's head snaps up, and she presses her hands to her ears, screaming. But the song continues. Suddenly, she begins tearing the flowers from the pile, uncovering Ash's body.
Weeds grow back.
For a moment, she clutches Ash's body to her own.
Ashes, 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 ash.
Then a new emotion overtakes her. She sets Ash aside and goes back to digging through the pile.
This is how our garden grows. Every garden has weeds. You can pull them out, but weeds grow back. Weeds grow back. Weeds grow back.
Every flower she tosses aside reveals more of what's underneath. What has been there all along. The festering corpses of other women in various stages of decay. Some fresher, just beginning to rot. Others looking more like skeletons, with scraggly weeds growing out of their mouths and all over their faces.
Weeds grow back. Weeds grow back.
One by one, she takes the bodies and places them around the garden, posing them in various positions that imitate life. She fills the space with them, screaming her line over and over. The singing off stage continues throughout it all.
Weeds grow back and they take over the entire garden. This is what you have to look forward to.
Then I charges the door, leaving the garden behind. The singing stops abruptly. Everything is silent. I stumbles through emptiness as the world behind her slowly begins to morph back to the one from the first scene. She's alone until she isn't.
Hey.
Hello?
She looks closer. The stranger looks just like...
Ash?
Excuse me?
Ash.
Oh, no, sorry. It's Jane. Hey, it's okay. You alright?
I don't know.
Well, let's start here. What's your name?
I.
That's not a name.
Yes, it is.
I? What kind of a name is that?
My name.
Okay, I. Where are you coming from?
Death.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
You could always come with me.
Where?
I'll protect you.
I looks into the face of the woman who reminds her so much of Ash and takes her hand. The party from the first scene. Everyone is frozen. Jane and Victoria enter. Jane leads Victoria to the table. Victoria sits. Jane joins Edward on the dance floor. As soon as she is in his arms, the motion is restored to the scene. The dancers are dancing the same beautiful waltz they've been doing in the very first scene.
Gotta dance? That's okay. Why don't I go get some lunch?
He goes off to get it. Meanwhile, the waltz has slowly begun to morph into a rumba, and gradually changes until it is a wild modern dance. Victoria gets up and walks to the center of the dance floor, watching as the partners around her lift each other and slide around on the floor in their fancy clothing. Ivan finally returns, pushing a crystal glass of red punch into her hand. They clink glasses. He downs his in a single gulp, and then proceeds to join the modern dance, snaking around Victoria on the floor. But Victoria can't take her eyes off the red punch. With a shriek, she drops it and runs out. Victoria's room. Victoria sits at the vanity, taking off her earrings, looking into the mirror, brushing out her hair. She sits alone in empty silence, which isn't broken until...
Victoria?
Victoria faces Jane, who comes in softly, a silk robe over her gown.
Is everything okay?
Fine.
Everybody's really worried about you down there.
I'm fine.
What's going on?
Nothing. I'm fine. Go back to the party.
Are you sure?
Yes. Fine. Go.
Will you come back with me?
Not tonight. Go.
All right. And you're sure you're okay?
Ash!
Victoria, we've talked about this. I'm not...
Sorry. I know. Sorry.
Victoria?
I'm fine, Jane. Please go.
Jane leaves, but not before Victoria notices the pink detailing on her robe.
Blessed be the... No. Ashes, ashes, we all... No, not Ash. Jane. Jane. Victoria, we've talked about this. Hello, my name is Victoria. What kind of a name is that? Hello, my name is... That's not a name. Hello, my name is Victoria. Victoria. Victoria, you all right?
She suddenly begins to hear the voices of the Fleurs, whispering white choral bells.
No, The lilies of the valley line my garden. No, loves me not. No, the grass is greener on the other side. No, grow where you are planted. No, weeds grow over the entire garden. Easy as finding a needle in a haystack. Ashes, ashes.
Goes to the window, strikes a match, and sets fire to the drapes.
We all fall down.